YouTube. In this video, I'm going to use Terapeak, which is a research tool on eBay, to find out if the defensive players, the top draft picks, defensive players last year in 2025 NFL draft, if their autos went up around the draft, starting with Abdul Carter. And the reason why I'm doing this is because of Rueben Bain and Arvel Reese and Caleb Downs. I'm trying to find out if it makes sense to buy their autos, if they will wind up selling for more around draft time. So this one right now is available for $30. There's also this one out of 75. It's at $12.50 right now. There's this one here out of 99 that's at $15.50. And then there's this Caleb Downs at 29. So I can check 130 point to see what Rueben Bain auto is going for, just to see if they're around 20-30 bucks. So 36 for this one out of 75. 20. This one out of 99 went for 30. So that's like this one here that went for 30. So if it makes sense to buy this card, I could bid a little under 30 for it. But before I start buying these cards, I just really wanted to find out, because I know for quarterbacks, I've been able to buy them before and sell them for a profit around draft time, but I haven't done it with defensive players. So I'm just going to go to Terapeak here, and you can see the average sold price for Abdul Carter auto. So I just picked his name off of here. He was the 3rd overall pick. He was an edge. And it looks like around November, December, January, February, the average sold price was here like 60 bucks. And then going into the draft, it's a little bit higher here, like maybe double, 120, 100. So I would say that it checks out for Abdul Carter. And then I'll just go to Mason Graham, find out if his stuff went up. I'll just check a couple of these. Mason Graham, so his sale price is much lower than Abdul Carter's. But in November, December, January, he was around here. And then towards the draft, it looks like it was up a bit. But there were some higher sales, and then it comes back down here. So let's say maybe it checks out more or less. If he's around 50, November, December, January, and then he's up here closer to 100. Definitely there's nothing at 50 at this point. It's all above 50. So let's say that he checks out. And then we'll go to who's the next. There's Mikel Williams is the next defensive player. So let's check him. Mikel Williams auto. So he's even lower than the last guy. And at that point, there's not even going to be, like, he doesn't really check out. I think this is too low to really make a difference. And if anything, he goes down from the fall. He was up higher in the fall than he was around draft time. Maybe there was speculation that he would go higher in the draft, and he wound up going lower. So it would only check out so far with Abdul Carter, the top defensive pick, and then not with Mikel Williams. Who was the other guy? Mason Graham it checked out with. Let's check Kenneth Grant. Let's see, Kenneth Grant. So his prices are a little bit higher, $46 average. Looks like he didn't have any autos until last summer. Then he's around 50 in the fall, and he's up to 80. So that's pretty easy to check there. Up to 80 in April, from 50 to 80. So he checks out. That was Kenneth Grant, defensive tackle. There's a linebacker. Maybe I'll just do these two or three here. Linebacker, Jalen Walker. Jalen Walker, let's check him. So same price range, $43. A little bit higher. I'm surprised that these spikes are after the draft, like around May. The draft is at the end of April. There were some high prices here. So it's hard to tell with him. Check Walter Nolan. I don't want to go too far down because I'm only really looking at the top guys. So this guy's in the same price range. Wow, he had one sell for $2,400. Okay, well that skews the scale. Let me change custom. Change it to 2024. That's easier to read. So yeah, he's up. He went up quite a bit from here to the draft time. So it seems to check out with the top defensive guys. I could check one more here, Shamar Stewart. Average sell price is 100. That's pretty high. Well, I guess he sold a lot at the beginning of the NFL season. He didn't have any autos before the draft. Okay, so we won't know about him. So I would say overall there was the one exception. I think it was Mikael Williams was the one exception. But everybody else, the top guys, their prices went up. So in that case, let's see, NFL mock draft. I think Arvel Reese and what's a good source for this? Let's look at CBS. I think Arvel Reese and Rueben Bain, there he is. There's Rueben Bain here. This guy has Arvel Reese is the top defensive player. This guy has Rueben Bain. And then Caleb Downs is up here pretty high in the top 10 for both. So those guys, maybe it makes sense. I don't know these other guys. Peter Woods, I don't know him. But so Rueben Bain, with that in mind, so I'll just go ahead and put some bids on these. This one sold for 30. And this one's at 30, so it's not that interesting. But if this one is 30, Yeah, if it sold for 30 here, and out of 75 sold for 36. So this would be, it's not as good as the Bowman Chrome base, but I mean, if I could get it for like 26, I'd be happy. And this one also. So I'm using Gixxon to place snipes at the last second. I lost a couple barely just by $1 yesterday. But that's the way it goes sometimes. Let's see what the Caleb Downs auto NIL. Let's see what that one's going for. This one was mine actually. I think I was the one that bought this. Yeah, I won this auction for 55. I figured if the raw is going for 40, it's worth it in a PSA 9. And then I think I got this one too. I was pretty happy about that. For $20. So you can see this one sold for 42. And this one sold for 45, and I got one for 20, so pretty good. This raw sold for 50, and I got the PSA 9 for 55, so I'm pretty happy with that. I don't see the one. Is this the one? No, that's Score. We're looking for this student orientation. Maybe it's a new card. This one's 55. This one's 38. That looks pretty cool. Let's say it's probably 40 or 50. Let's see if there's an orientation one that sold. There's one 35, 50, 74. That looks kind of like this one here. Sold for 74, 40, 50, 35. A little bit all over the place. These are best offers. These ones are auctions. So 50. Let's say I'll put $51 on here. It's hard to tell what the comp is. So those are some defensive players for the NFL draft. I got this Caleb Downs. I got this Arvel Reese here. It looks like it has a little bit of a white corner here. But it's out of 50. There aren't that many Arvel Reese autos like available. Let's see. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. There's literally 9 total available. This one's at 90, the dual auto. This one's at 52 at auction and 41 at auction. This is the one that I got, I think, for 55. For 55, and this one's, is it the same card? No, that's a rookie ticket. College ticket, contenders. I feel like people like the contenders look. There's one here that sold out of 99 for 130. fixed price. The one at auction went for lower, for 61. But since there aren't that many of his autos available, there's another one here that sold for 150, but that was out of 25. So I think I could probably list it for $100 or even more, because this one sold for 135 and mine's out of 50. So I could probably list it for like 150 or something and see if it sells. And then if I have to, I can send it to auction before around draft time. But I don't know if I already have a bid placed for that one. And I'll watch this. So not that many Arvel Reese cards available. But I did win a couple of these defensive players. And as you can see, it makes sense based on the eBay Terapeak data to maybe go after some of them. I don't know about Keldrick Falk, but any of the top defensive guys, maybe it makes sense, as well as the quarterbacks, of course, and the receivers. Jordan, Tyson, and Jeremiah Love is the top running back, pretty much consensus top running back. So those guys are the ones that I'm buying for the draft. And that's it. I'm buying Bryce Underwood for next year. So I'm gonna try not to buy his Bowman Chrome that just came out, because I think those prices will probably come down and they'll be able to get them for cheaper, maybe around April, than they are right now, the same cards. So in the meantime, I was happy to get this PSA 10 for 76. I think I can get over 100 for a PSA 10. And then this one is just a graded auto, so I'm fine with getting that. Alright, well that's it for this video. Thanks for watching. See you on the next one.